Yeah, you're all with the notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Even with the secretary.
When he had his first wife, you know, the Howard history, he got burnt, and got burning now. And I was over there and I was trying to get that stuff out of it. And that's Mhm. What's that noise? There must be some kind of machine on there. So I'm in the restroom and like on the
Okay. So I'm not really good at the meeting part, but I plan on doing things all year round.
Well,
I
that's
plan on trying to have everybody around. I want to go back to the old school, like I was even talking to Mama. We used to have a gym open, kept us out a whole lot
oh yeah.
in the summertime.
It was a guy. Who was his name? I think that was. He was the principal here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And that keeps them out of trouble
On the weekend,
Uh-huh.
but do the weekday in the summertime, I know somebody get here about 8 or 9 o'clock. The only thing I got to figure out is how we gonna fund them, because I want them to have something to eat and drink every day too. But if we can get that part working, I believe it'll be something for the community, get more people involved. It was a lot of funerals with the what was it called, talent show. There was a lot of funerals on that weekend, so that stifled a lot of people. Plus, I think I could have did better about getting the information out there to the people too.
See, usually, like you were saying, now, when you plan for, even for this event, that's the second Saturday in February of every year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all gotta get like you were saying, you gotta get it out, because I know I couldn't get some talent people on the talent show because they had been booked up for something else right there in that day. But if you let them know way ahead of time,
Yes,
they
ma'am.
can sort of plan out, and they'll say, "Well, I come over here, and then I can put my schedule on something else."
Yes, ma'am.
The next week or something.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're going. You planning on keeping the second Saturday in February?
Yes, we can. We can keep the second Saturday of February for next year. If not, I might have something for every Saturday just because it's gonna be that month, Black History Month. Instead of just doing it one weekend, try to have some every weekend. Even if we can't have I really want to do a play.
Yeah, but see, if you can't, the reason you gotta not have it something every weekend because you got these other people, and you need to try to find out when theirs are so you can support them, and then
And
they
they
can
support
support us.
Okay.
So just one will be enough.
Okay.
Because in the meantime, like you say, you're having something all through the year, so you set aside that February for one special event.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what I will do this week and no later than next week, I will secure that date, the second.
Okay.
Because you have to do everything way ahead of time.
Gotcha.
So it will be, so we won't even have to think about it. I wonder if we can have that date. It'll be already there.
Yeah.
When you go to the churches, I know we put ours out they already got the calendar out for
Yeah.
the church. Oh, I didn't, should have, I left it.
But see, you would know even yourself because of the way you hear that we always use second Saturday.
Yeah.
So if your church says we're doing this, you can say, okay, do we have to have it like that or can we do it at another time? Hello?
See, they
Yeah.
were,
You're gonna have to meet my son,
Yeah.
Paul, too, Sean.
Oh, you call
Yes,
it
sir.
happy birthday.
That's the oldest one,
Uh,
right?
Baby, let
Uh-huh.
me tell you, I'm in a meeting and I'll
Huh.
call you right
Oh,
back. And I had a very happy
Uh-huh.
birthday and I'll
You're
call
gonna
you
have to
back.
meet him
Okay?
because
Love
he
you.
was
Bye.
really into it a lot with us when we were trying to put Black history into the schools.
Yes,
He was
sir.
working with us.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get y'all together one time because he works mostly all the time, but he's off on the weekends.
Okay.
So I might be able to get y'all together that way,
Yes, sir.
and then we can get him into the meetings with us.
Uh-huh.
You know, if he, whenever he's off. That's Paul.
Yeah, I'm talking
You,
to
you know
your
Paul?
son.
Now,
Yeah, my son.
and
Yeah,
I'll
that's the one I
I'll
got
also,
there.
because that's what I'm doing right now, just in case I miss some, I'm also recording these meetings. So that way, if anybody that want to attend, don't attend, it's going to be a recording on the website for them. They can just go watch the meeting, and go listen. Like the ladies that can't be here right now, they sit, we can send them a link. They can just watch the meeting. It'd be like they there,
You know now, Paul do a lot of this recording stuff, voices and stuff.
hmm
Like he took me to Killeen here probably 2 weeks or so ago and had me speaking on some phones, and we was in this room and people was in the other room, and I didn't know he had to pay for that,
Oh, yeah.
but he paid $75
hmm
to hear me talk
Yep.
in that place.
Yep.
And he said that my grandbaby put it on Instagram. He
Yeah.
put it on some of the people's phones to hear talking about Temple the way it was in segregation days. See, Paul can do. He does all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's
That's
working with
good.
them computers, all the time. And I think that's what the thing I told them, kids of mine, the last ones, y'all need to get into the computers because that's the thing of the future.
Yeah, and that's another thing I need to bring out. I'm part of an organization right now that paid a $15,000 tuition for me to go into the tech world, the computer world. And everybody in there look like us. They want to work with people like us. And it's a program. They need 700,000 jobs in that. And they can't, it's hard for them to fill them because nobody's going into that really. But we know which way it's going.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a McDonald's in Fort Worth that's fully automated. They don't got no people working in there. So what they need is people like me to control the robots.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to put the kids into controlling the robots instead of flipping the burger, control the robot, let the robot flip the burger. And it's a lot more money in that than it is flipping the burger.
Yeah.
Unless you own the building that flip the burger. But if you don't, that's where the money is going to be. And that's something we need to integrate right now too. Because if they between the ages of 16 and 24, since I'm older, they didn't pay for me to go to class. But between 16 and 24, these kids they'll pay them to go to class all day too, like a job.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that would be something that'd be very productive for the community. But if don't nobody know about it, we can't. There ain't no way we can expect nobody to get into it.
listen, did y'all hear me
Huh.
lock my door?
To the car? No, I didn't.
You should lock your car.
No, I'm talking about I didn't put the lock.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
my
you
God.
go. Oh, yeah, you can stand at the window.
Yeah,
Sure, lock.
but I just, oh Lord, this is too much. Let's see.
You see your lights blink, you know it's locked.
And I saw where they was building another elementary school right out
Across the highway.
across the highway. Out that
By that feed place.
Old Taylor Road right there. And so we need to keep full access to this building though. So that's why I said I want to bring the building back to life. That way they'll bring it. They'll figure out something. sooner or later. Just don't want to lose the access. And what else it was? That's the first thing I'm gonna try to do is get the kids interested in something. And it's a bunch to go around. It's a bunch of people willing to help, and I just been blessed to be around. A lot of my old high school friends are really, really prominent people in the community anyway. One of my close friends, her family owned Johnson Brothers Ford.
Yeah.
I went to school with that boy that his daddy owned McLean's. Went to school with him. He went to all them went to this school because when I was young and when I first moved here to Temple, this is the only school anybody wanted to go to. If you didn't go to this school in elementary, and the people used to drive from far wide to come here. They would pass all their schools in their neighborhood to send the children here. It was a magnet school and it was the best one around when I was growing up.
Well, yeah, I had a son that go here, Mitchell Ross, went here.
Okay.
He graduated from Temple High. Well, all my kids.
You can go to school in Temple, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Holland
How-
Holland Harness. Well, see, that was because Bartlett, we had to be bused to Bartlett, Texas,
Oh,
to
that's
Booker T. And then that closed down and they integrated,
We didn't have no buses for us, for the black folks in our school.
So did
We didn't have no buses.
Well, what you think about that?
We had to walk.
Hey, we walked you saw that street when we crossed the bridge, crossed the railroad track in Holland, and that first street, it was a beer junk
I
on the
know what you're
corner.
talking about.
And we had to walk from there. They brought us to that, but we had to walk all the way up to the street. And when I got here, they didn't have buses from here. I had to bring my children to school here in Temple. Biggest Temple was, they didn't have a school bus.
I know what you're talking about. That came later on in the year.
But you know what
But
I
then
saw?
when we were going to school, didn't we have a school bus?
You what?
When we were going to school, didn't we have a school bus?
No, we ain't had no school bus,
Yeah, I
not
had
for
to
black
walk.
folks.
I
They had
heard
school
Virginia
buses for
Kelly
white
and
folks.
all of them said,
They ain't had nothing for no black folks. If they did, I never did
oh,
ride.
that must be a little second grader coming in. Oh, she come in the evening service, that little child. Right there. I know about that. I had to.
But yeah, we didn't have school buses. Nobody in town had school buses when I was going to school.
And another thing, we didn't have pre-K.
No man.
See, if I would have, my birthday comes September 3rd.
You had to wait a whole year before you went to school.
And I was behind you. And see, now they got pre-K. You can go from pre-K on to kindergarten, first grade. All that. Well, that's progress. Somebody always have a idea.
Anything and like I said, I'll probably be leaning on y'all because of the wisdom. I learned to keep wise folks around. You probably can't move as fast, but you can think real good. And I can move fast.
Experience. You know what?
Yes,
the
ma'am.
older people has got a little more experience than you. You young. How old are you?
48.
See that? See you around. Oh Lord Jesus. My youngest son. And I had two ones. They passed. The one that the younger ones is the daughter and the son. I tell you.
Don't wait. Well, I didn't listen when I was young. I knew everything.
Hey, listen, who did? I didn't either, but the old folks, hey,
Yeah.
my mama had a fast hand. She could hit, if you run your mouth and it wasn't right, ooh, she was fast hand. But I thank God for it now because it helped discipline me till you get the Holy Ghost, get saved and get to know the Lord yourself.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, so.
They call that discipline.
Mhm.
That's what they call it. But
And
they
you
don't.
didn't have these old like these kids now. My grandson, one of Jaden, you better not have him. He can remember everything you said. Growing up, when I be talking with somebody come to visit me, I say, "Bye, go on about your business," because he trying to hear
Yeah.
what I said, so he'll know what. But
So you
when I was a child, we had this
Go
big
back
old
in the
can,
back.
the
Go
big old
outside.
can that water
Mhm.
outside, and the old Hey, I was down the restroom wasn't inside like that. At the outhouse.
Mm.
Where was you living?
In Holland. I was
She grew up
born
in
and raised
Holland.
up there.
You was born and raised in Holland?
Holland, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
thought y'all lived in, not Holland, it was another place.
No, see, some people was in Kelso, somewhere out there, out from, but I was born and raised right up this street.
In Holland.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
My brother, I was midwife still. My kid was in the doctor's hospital.
Where was your husband born?
Taylor, Texas.
Oh, he from Taylor.
Taylor.
I thought it was outskirts of Taylor.
Well, see, Swindon, that was where when he got, they went to Taylor for the, we couldn't.
He told me about it a
Just up
long
here.
time ago.
We couldn't come. We had it's Scott and White. They was in the basement. That's when the lady made core ounce, on 9th Street. So all this history.
Yeah,
But
that's
see,
what.
some things we don't write down.
No.
We remember some elder, but we need to put it on the. Now you've got a good thing. If everything go to computer,
Yes,
you pull
ma'am.
it up every time.
And that's why
Did you know
even the minutes, I'm gonna transfer them to a program
Uh-huh.
on a computer. That way, I have
Yeah.
the minutes every week.
Did you
And
know
we won't have to
Cole
tote around
Anderson was
so
the
much
first
paper.
white woman to marry a black man?
No, I didn't know that part, but I know I know she made it possible, and I'm
I
quite
got a
sure
picture of him.
I'm quite sure that a white woman that had the money to build Korean. I mentioned that part because we couldn't do it, but still, God always got a ram in the bush for us, and that's what we need to find out. Let these young keep, in selling these drugs and think they looking good with the pants all down.
But I was thinking about a man told me something. He said, "Now, you got to understand something. We wasn't introduced to this system till the '60s, so we fairly new in dealing with this
They hard-headed.
system.
They was hard-headed.
Yeah, but we fairly new. So all the things we thought they was doing that was good, we finding out that everything they was doing wasn't all that it was cut out to be. It's more detrimental than it is.
No, what they showed them a little money because they didn't have money like we have, like in flush. They and back there everybody was on the same. We didn't have something, back and the money was short and I know it's because I can say that because I'm not 40 or 30 years old. I'm old. I was back there when I was. You remember? What was that guy that would come around and sell clothes? Oh, I can't think his name. I can see him, imagine him, but he would come and sell clothes. He had clothes.
White man?
Oh, he would come through.
I remember that. Yeah.
Well, I can't think his name, but my mama would get clothes from him and Burdell Willis. Y'all don't remember Burdell. She's dead now, but anyway, she and one day we wore the same clothes, dressed alike. I said,
Yeah.
but it was things like that, and then you got to go above. It was time when you go to the market and doing credit. They would let you have a little credit. That hand on that scale, you go for a pound or something, and the hand be there. And
Yeah.
they didn't get the whole pound.
Uh-uh.
I know that.
But see, all of this is history, but it's a better and a newer day. You can't hold that. See, that's reason you got to let these young folks know that what they get, those people paved the way for us.
Already paved the way. They
paved
don't.
the way for us to be where we are today and go. And it's still some prejudice stuff going
We call
on.
them trailblazers.
Yep.
That's what we call them.
But that's why I say, with us just being introduced, we ain't been but 60 years
But
in.
see, everybody didn't explain it to them. If you wasn't explaining to them this, if you lack something, they hard-headed. They got their own mind thinking what they're gonna do.
Excuse me a minute. I got to go to John.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you'll cut that off. See if you gotta sit the thing. What is this one?
I don't know what that is. It's locked. I guess it's locked.
Somebody,
But-
I guess.
So,
But anyway, it's just,
And when do we have? How do we have these meetings? How would y'all like to have these meetings?
well,
Do you just do it once a month?
we usually do it once a month after the summertime, but it's up to you. However you want to do it.
Okay.
what do you think if the school is closed, if you could put it on a Saturday or something? You know, you can meet in, it's meeting rooms like in, out here in Golden Corral, some
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
place out there,
that's what I
they got a meeting. you
It's
can
up
get a
to
meeting.
him, you know, when you
I was just
yeah.
giving a little.
That's what I'm
Yes,
talking about.
ma'am.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
that's why I
But
need
you're
the
telling
wisdom.
him
So
right.
yeah, because I
see, we
need
don't
to.
have to be
Yeah, that's what I'm
place
talking
them
about.
to think about this school
Yeah.
all the time.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
can go. It's meeting places and some, and
That you don't even have to even at that, you know, like you say, you can like there's Golden Corral, but there are places right out from the recreation center and stuff
yeah.
that you can
Hmm.
talk
Yeah.
to people that meet,
Yeah,
so you
get
don't have to just meet here.
Wait,
We just meet here, usually during the school year, and and it was just a habit that.
but see,
I
look
picked
what
up.
all you had to go through the board of up there to the school board and all that to get for us to get in here. You know?
And you know why I do that? Because I want to keep it on their mind that we
Uh-huh.
ain't going nowhere. And that's why I like to meet here. You get to look at the school. You get to see what's going on. Because if you don't come here, one day, maybe 20 years from now, this school won't even be here. It will be something else, like they did with all the rest of the school. This is the only school
Yeah, you
left.
know why? Because Paula Thompson, you remember Paula Thompson? Her son is a minister now.
Townsend.
Townsend, excuse me. I don't
T.D.
know why I got Thompson, Paula Townsend, and her son is a preacher now.
Mhm.
But she went to school board. I remember that way, but I can't tell you what year she did it. But anyway, you know, when they wanted to close the school, and it got history. Y'all see, y'all brought out the history, you know, the plaques and everything is out in front of the school. And I knew they had some black doctor, but I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah.
And the other, you know,
Well, you know, back then you had to because you couldn't go to theirs.
I know.
I mean, I don't know if that was a
and
detriment
they
to
had one to come to
our
the-
community, but I
come
know
to
we
your
don't
house
have
or
nothing no
something,
more
one of-
because we don't have to.
And now, Scott and White House at the bottom, you had to go to the basement, but you couldn't go to the regular hospital. But look at now, look out, and then I look at not only that, but Martin Luther King, all them others that's in history that helped, talked, and walked, and you know, and they lost their lives. And then you had some Democrats too that would help pave the way. Look at Harriet Tubman when she always had somebody to help her.
All the way.
But she couldn't let one of us.
No.
They got that I call it. I ain't gonna say what I call it, but you know, they'll tell your business and leave theirs. Tell everything about your business and don't say nothing about theirs. And that's when Harriet Tubman had to. I was wondering why she had that gun. She wasn't killing. She wasn't out to kill wild animals and stuff. That it was some of us that go back and tell it.
Talk too much.
She had to wound them for a while. I don't know if she killed them, but
Yeah.
You know, I ain't never told y'all, the right hand temple on Avenue D. You know where Avenue D used to live on Avenue D? They had a hospital over there, a black hospital.
Yeah.
Lina Grays, that was Jeff Hamilton's daughter. It ran the hospital. That was my great aunt. She was born February 15th, 1883. Jeff Hamilton's daughter. He stayed with her when he passed. He died April the 3rd, 1941. Jeff Hamilton passed. Okay. He stayed with Lina Grays. That was his daughter. I got pictures of all of this stuff. Documenting everything I tell you.
Yeah, you better put it up. Get
Okay.
it,
That
let
hospital
it on.
was right there on Avenue D and 18th. That's where it was. And I used to talk to her 3 times out of a week. or more. Sometime. And birthday parties, I even fixed up, bought cakes, put candles on the cakes. They like to burn the house down one time, put too many candles on the cake. Some of the candles were burned down before I got them all lit.
That happened to her last year on her birthday. Same thing.
Shit.
At home.
The wife said,
That over at Country Line?
And put 81 candles on it.
this wife, my wife said, woman, you gonna set the house up. Well, she can't blow out
All
all
them
the
candles.
But see, that was old school. That's all I knew.
Yeah, they didn't do nothing.
We put a whole lot of them. If they was 80 or 90, we
And
put
now,
An 80 and 90
now
candles.
you got one candle say 81.
You can just
Right
like
there,
that
just
one.
put it. You don't have to put all
Oh.
of
we
them.
know that now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you
I
don't
didn't-
know it, but didn't know it then.
I didn't know it at
They
that
didn't
time.
have it.
That's why I put all them candles on.
Yeah.
Before I got them all lit, some of them done burnt.
Burnt down.
Yeah, there was a lot of
But
candles.
there was Lana Graves was her name. She was born February 15th, 1883. She died April 14th, 1976, when she died.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that was my great aunt. That was Jeff Hamilton's daughter.
Yeah, because you remember that park? They had a park house
I know it.
Yeah.
Jeff Hamilton Park. I was there.
that was on the other side of 14th, where that
Yeah, I know what
Sister
you're talking
Magdalene.
about.
Yeah, that's where we
Church.
grew up. At that road right at that
I
park.
was
That was
there
at Jeff
for
Hamilton? I thought Jeff Hamilton Park was over here.
I
Uh-uh.
got a picture of it.
Jeff Hamilton Park is right
But see,
down
that's
14th
when you-
Street.
you gotta get
Ain't nothing there now because they closed up the
it
swimming
so
pool.
and you put it up.
Oh, so the basketball courts used to be the swimming pool.
That is swimming pool.
Where
And that was
basketball court
And
is today,
that was at Jeff Hamilton Park?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we grew up.
that was the
Yeah,
swimming
like,
pool.
Uh-huh.
they go to the little park. It was, I don't know why I was over
What-
there with one of my kids.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
go over
they
there
did-
no more.
But,
No,
but-
that was way back. See, my oldest son was born in 1967.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's where the swimming pool was.
Yeah.
Where the basketball.
So
court
now
is.
Wilson Park.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't even thought of. That was
No,
Reddit
they
Field where
just
we hunt
added that
rabbits.
later on.
Oh, okay.
When you gonna do the next meeting?
That's what I was about to ask you. When do you think the next meeting should be? That's why I asked you, how do y'all do things? And then after the next meeting, I'll be iterated another.
Yeah, I just keep it moving until you get what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's when-
Burleson.
Huh?
BURLESON.
Yes, that was one of my main things I could spell.
I remember you being there.
Hey,
I know you
now,
do.
I'm not gonna get too much in math, but I can
You can spell.
right.
Every time I look at him, I think about it.
Who?
You daddy?
Charles.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know.
So
He know everybody in town.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know everybody.
Yeah, but you know
so
the
do
whole
you
lot
wanna,
of
and April is
April is Easter, ain't
yeah,
You know, when you're in
What's that?
business,
it? When is Easter?
you meet
Easter's on the
Seven.
9th.
Yeah, you
East
know,
Eight,
everybody
nine.
everybody
When
wanted
did
that
you-
Texaco gas.
When did you wanna? What's the day? The 7th?
Today's the 7th.
Yeah, mobile service
We
station.
can meet on the 4th if we want.
That was in the early 70s.
That'll work.
I got
Or do
a
you want the
text
11th?
Later on in the year, in
Uh,
the 80s.
After Easter, or do you want to meet before Easter?
He ran one of my metal roasting pans, draining oil. So
what is the 4th a good time of April to meet?
it's not that
What's the first Tuesday
first
in April?
See, because I have to check, because I'll be up there. I'll stay up there. The boys can come in, and,
Mhm.
but I little girl, 5 years, she'll be 6 on that day. the 4th. But anyway, I'll see. I'll put it down, and I can always tell her she take. See when her off days are, you know.
All right.
And if I can't make it, y'all tell me about it. Let's learn.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna start recording them from here on out.
Mhm.
That way you can
And
go
we
and
always
watch.
meet at 11. So I'll call the lady up.
Then I need to get the newspaper and everybody my email, don't I?
Huh?
The newspaper and all them people to email. I need to email them, don't
Not now,
I?
but
Okay.
I'll give you that contact information.
And Mr. Womack gonna give me the information, the taxes
Yeah, he got the stuff
stuff
for
for
that.
that. Okay.
You want to explain to everybody what you what you're about to do about making it a tax free. I mean, have it organized.
Oh yeah,
with a
it's
tax
gonna
number.
be a tax ID number and
That's what
probably
he
gonna
wants
be
to
a nonprofit.
Oh,
Yeah, nonprofit
A nonprofit
organization.
organization.
We've always had nonprofit organization.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh,
But see, right now we're not under any. We are
We-
not a nonprofit organization. We're just a group of people,
mhm.
a committee that does this. But he's stepping it up a little higher
Yeah.
and making it a
Yeah, that's
nonprofit
what he
organization where he can get stuff.
Get donations from
Because we
other
couldn't do
places.
that.
Yeah.
Before we did,
And
when
sponsors
Genevieve
and-
was here, because we was
Everything
under the Jeff Hamilton. Remember, this came out originally under the Jeff Hamilton Book Club.
Mhm.
That's when Genevieve was.
Yeah, Jeff Hamilton Reading Club.
Yeah.
Jeff Hamilton Reading Club.
That's where it was. That's where it started. When I found out about it, it was the Jeff Hamilton. It came under Jeff Hamilton Reading Club.
We got the shirts and everything too, With Jeff Hamilton on it, where he's breaking the law by reading a book.
Cause I guess I'll start working on Juneteenth
No,
to see what we gonna do for that, right?
no. That's what I'm trying to hold. No. On Juneteenth, there's a Juneteenth organization. I need to give you his number
Okay.
Back.
at Pinchback.
Oh, okay. It's Pinchback. All right. All right.
And Pinchback, see, that's why I said we don't want to get into somebody else's territory.
Okay.
And another good organization, like I tell you, NAACP,
Uh-huh.
you get a lot of information there. Like I said, that's out of my league. They go Zoom and stuff. But you might want to become a part of that organization.
Yeah.
But anyway, Juneteenth Pinchback. He gonna handle that Juneteenth. That's when they have a parade. And usually
You have the food over here.
we
With the
want
fishermen.
to we always talk about being a part of the
Yeah,
parade,
part of it, yeah.
but we never did get to be a part of the parade because I lost track of Pinchback going something was going wrong.
That's all I was talking. Not doing nothing for him, but at least getting in the parade.
Uh-huh. And see, and then if he needs you to do something, he'll let you know too.
Gotcha.
So what is this? I know we said Black Heritage,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had to tell us, what are we on? Are we still on the Jeff Hamilton? Or,
No, we haven't been on the Jeff Hamilton
Oh, okay.
forever. We just been a committee, Temple Black Heritage Committee. And then you remember after that, this school right here, they used to, they worked with us. Remember that one year? It was Temple Black Heritage Committee and Dunbar Meredith.
Mhm.
And then the next year, somebody got promoted or demoted, and they cut that part loose, and then we was on our own. But we didn't never give up. So we, so now every principal that's been here has been appreciative of us being here
Mhm.
for that day. And then, what's Nikki Murphy? Is that her name? Whatever. But anyway, she said, "Y'all be back next year." I said, "Yeah." So she said, "Well, I'm gonna mark it on my calendar, and we'll be looking for you."
And then we can invest. Maybe you can get our own camera folks. Let's go low and Temple Day Telegram. Send
Oh,
folks.
that well, he got his son. Like I said,
Yeah,
his
we
son
could have
is-
did
Yeah,
that, and we could have sent what we wanted.
Yeah.
We could have sent what we
Well,
wanted
see,
in.
This
They
is
had
the,
all them people. They had the man, they had the woman,
Well,
and somebody.
this is the situation. And like I tell everybody, and I even told those people, even though I didn't agree with what they did, but I did tell them, I thank you
Mhm.
for what you did.
Mhm.
Because see, I can't be worried about what they didn't do because we didn't do nothing. We don't even have a black paper.
Uh-uh.
So I consider that, and I'm grateful. But now, if you want it like you want it, like my son said, then you take the picture You pay for the write up, and they'll put it your way.
Yeah.
And we know when they look at us, we can only sing and dance.
Mhm.
But the good part about it is they printed almost every word that Reverend
Really?
Grass spoke. And I'd rather see the word go out than his picture.
Yes.
And maybe everybody didn't read the word, but for them that read it, they know it wasn't right from the beginning, and it still isn't right. Mhm.
You could see.
But that's the way that. And until we have our own stuff, like my mom told me, and I'm gonna be quiet. When my mom, y'all talk about being poor, I didn't know nothing about being poor because my mom was a different kind of woman,
I know you're right.
and she, we never went in nobody's back door. We never rode in the back of nobody's bus. We had our own car.
Yeah,
We had our own grocery store. We had our own restaurants. Now, didn't we?
I remember John Franklin well.
We had all of that.
He was
Now,
doing, yeah.
so she
Barbershop.
said, and I said to my mama just one thing, Dickie, Jane, and Sally, and them little books we had at school. And I said, how come all these kids is all? She said, because they wrote the book. She said, if you write a book, you can make them whatever color you want 'em. That's what my mom told me. And that's where she lived. And so we never had to worry about going in nobody's back door.
Didn't have to go
Uh,
to
John
But-
Franklin was a light complected black man.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people thought he was a white man.
Yeah, he looked white.
Yeah,
but-
they never
but,
heard of a
uh,
white man,
But
he was a light
you
complected
have
black man.
if you, and then when you don't have anything, you appreciate even the crumbs from the table.
Well, your grandpa had it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to, I'm just like that.
So,
I-
y'all talking about these folks, but y'all got some pictures so I can see what they look like.
I ain't got no pictures of your daddy, but
I
I
got,
sure know it.
my
Yeah.
kids have their their
Yeah.
parents' pictures and their grandparents and the great grandparents,
Hey,
and they know that, and he knows where the home house was, and they know where we grew up, and they know about all that property down there in
Caldwell Lawns. Uh-huh.
oh,
They know
whatever
all of that.
around here.
Uh-huh.
Just the oh
But you have to let people know. Like I said, we are not entitled to anything. We have to make our way, and we can't fault white
Your daddy
folks.
made a way for y'all too.
Well, my dad was there. My mom made the way out. My dad,
She
Mom
was
and daddy
a
was,
strong woman.
well, my
Yeah.
daddy was a go-getter.
yeah, my dad was a go getter, but my mama was a gold digger. She knew how to take care of money.
yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
you know what? You got one.
mhm.
I know where Mike. I don't know about his first wife, but that second wife, well, she could put that money there. She said,
Your daddy was making the money and he was giving it to your mom, a lot of it.
"Well, that's the
No,
understanding."
no, my daddy wasn't making no money. My mama was making
All them
money.
places of business, he had, they weren't making no money.
I know.
Grandmas. Them grandmas.
Grandma took care of business.
My
Your grandma
mama.
took
That was
care
my
of-
grandma.
She took care of business.
Yeah, my grandma.
My daddy threw the money away, but she made it. She made it quicker than he could spend it.
Yeah.
She telling
And
the
you
truth.
know
Yeah,
that,
she telling the truth.
and you know that
You see how
because
love
all them
works
outside
out?
children.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know. I watch my mama, and
I remember your mama well
She
to you.
she
Yeah.
told us the same thing.
yeah, I told her.
You told her
That's
about
why it
that?
was
Mhm.
that's why Bootsy had his own barbershop in the house.
It was always they daddy had his own barbershop.
He had his own barbershop, but he also had his own barbershop in the house.
That
Like
was
his,
Boosie.
he-
Plus he had it on
That
the
was
street.
that was Boosie's foolishness.
yeah,
Boosie was foolish.
The barbershop. and he had
Uh-huh.
the
down
cafes and all
on
that
Henderson.
stuff.
But they had a barbershop. I don't know if anybody know, but they had a barbershop inside the house on 14th.
I heard about it, but I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know.
but they did that. That was secondary. That was after everything was all done.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. But
What is it?
My Uncle
Boosie,
Pass.
that's my baby brother. Me and that's my Boosie and I. We were spoiled brats. We don't know nothing about hard times. We don't know nothing about never having no money or nothing. Mm-mm. And I'm so glad. And I tell my sister, I'm sorry that y'all had to pick so much cotton.
We drink
But
plenty
I-
of water.
but-
Did
I
ya?
can
but,
do it together.
Me and Boosie enjoyed the fruits of their
Well, I
labor.
was out there at the cotton patch and listen,
You ain't picking up right.
them Charlie, Charlie, you know them, Charlie Smith, that Mr. Lovin's sister was married to Hezekiah Smith.
Yeah,
You know, Lovin up here on
I
26.
know who you
Yeah.
talking
And
about.
so his
Fritz,
sister,
that's my kinfolk.
and so his
I
sister,
married his sister.
oh, and his
Mr.
sister
Who?
Love it.
married
1960.
Hezekiah Smith
No.
down
I
there.
knew him too.
And they would pull them, they would tell me they'd have, how many a whole week. And I just had 200 pounds.
Mm.
And
I did that over there.
then my,
One way and
but see, the
100
thing
pounds.
of it
That's
is,
what I'm talking about.
but see, it's good if they had all that cotton in there. But some of them folks,
Put rocks
put
and
the-
corn.
mud, you know, that dirt and
Yeah,
stuff.
God.
And then the poor people got to the
To the scale.
scale and up there, you know, what's that, gin, to
The
the gin.
gin and set it
They
on fire.
found out they didn't have much cotton.
Had more dirt than
They
the
had
The
some
cotton.
dirt and stuff in the
leaves.
cotton. And that wasn't, I never did like that. Mm-mm.
I didn't like it either, but
And-
I went
and-
through it.
Yeah, I had, it's been people that do, and they didn't, you don't get no, what goes around comes around.
Sure, right.
They're gonna lose out more than what they
What
trying
they-
to gain, you know.
When I was in the cotton patch, picking cotton, I went swimming every day at lunchtime in the tank.
Oh, so
to
you
cool off
Mm.
with the water moccasins and the bullfrog.
Well, listen,
And
well, you
Bubba
didn't
True
get-
there was shooting the bullfrog right between the eyes,
Yeah,
and I dive in the water and go get him.
yeah, but
That was back in the
the
40s.
wild
50s.
moccasin would bite you, wouldn't
Mhm.
Bubba True there was the guy's name,
it?
the man that took us to the cotton patch.
Yeah,
I tell
Tristan.
you, I almost got drowned in my senior in Galveston, jumping, believing what folks say, short as I was. Oh, it ain't but 4 feet. You all right? Jumped in that water and I went straight down and all I could see straight up, just, it was so fast. That's mean I don't swim today.
Well, you should have took swimming lesson on the
No,
Womack,
mm-mm.
and you'd be swimming today.
Nope. But anyway, it's good to have some fun.
You know, Genevieve gave swimming lesson in 1961,
Mhm.
61 through 64. She gave swimming lesson. Coker was there back in the 50s.
Mhm.
It's a swimming pool, lifeguard. It's a swimming pool. I was down there with him too. And the swimming pool opened in 1946.
That was 4
Now,
years.
Coker
ago.
wasn't the first lifeguard. Dolores Huckleberry
Hmm.
was one of the first lifeguards.
Oh, really?
Dolores Huckleberry, you heard of him?
You
Oh, I
might know
heard
the
of
huckleberries.
Because one
Okay.
of them wasn't that one of the sons that used to ride the, he got a wife, he was married, he's dead, but his wife, he rode the,
I know who you're talking about.
she worked for Miss,
He worked for the railroad, the boy did.
yeah, but the husband,
His-
his wife
His
used to
wife.
work for Mother, you
I
know,
know who
out of
you're talking
Dilworth, out of Dilworth.
Yeah,
Gee, her,
I was related to the Huckleberry.
oh, really?
Huckleberry, the Dilworth.
Was y'all one of them?
Yeah.
Well, you
That's,
with them, that bunch, when my kids were going, it was 4 groups of them. They didn't like each other, but when you mess with one of them, you had to fight all of them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's where it was.
Mhm.
That was the Mathis
Yeah,
and the what you call it?
Taplins and the Huckleberries all
Taplin and
related.
Huckleberry. Yeah, the football.
It was
You
full,
couldn't fight one of them.
Yeah.
And
Lord,
had
I
some
said,
more too, but I
Lord.
can't remember the name right off.
Lewis. It might have been the Lewis. You know, all that's Junior Man family.
But they lived on 24th Street, and
Oh,
all when you
Jesus,
one of them, you
don't
gotta whoop
bad.
them all.
But you know what? I had an old long brown station wagon. You probably, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember
anyway,
seeing
the
that
thing of it is, when I started working at high school, they said, this, because I would give them a ride, because we lived in Wayman Mountain. It's Renata something square or something now.
Mhm.
But anyway, and I'll give many I could to go to Temple High, you know.
Making that
And they
money.
appreciate it. They said, aren't you Miss Ross that had that long station? I said, yeah.
You know, before Weymouth Manor was right there,
Uh,
it used to be open field where they had corn growing on it.
Yeah, that's
And right behind it, they had the Sombrero Club and the Hucklebuck.
hmm.
And old man McEnroe lived in a house back then. He had them clubs.
Now further down, when that girl got killed, she was,
Yeah, you talking about old man Greg's place.
yeah.
Mhm.
They found
Hogs,
Vicky,
All them hogs.
they found Vicky dead in one of them little houses out there. It was Earlene Hill's daughter.
Yeah.
Earlene Taylor was
Yeah,
daughter.
she used to,
Oh, I remember all that.
Who was the first woman lifeguard?
I didn't hate
Who was the first lifeguard?
Dolores Lockerberry,
Okay.
but he never took no lifeguard training. See, black folks couldn't take lifeguard training in Bell County in Texas because of the segregation years.
Oh, yeah.
We had to go to Oklahoma to take lifeguard training.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Okay. We took lifeguard training, but the white people always said black folks' bones were too heavy to be able to swim, so they can't swim.
Hey,
Boy, let me tell you,
they're all this is-
when they didn't let too many black people go to one place, they let one or two or something
They
like
were
that.
scared.
Genevieve and one other, Guy Daly, they went. And Genevieve, they wouldn't let me go because I was too aggressive. But
No.
Guy Daly, we call him Gouda. Now they went. You see, they didn't want no aggressive black folks to go up there because they knew good and well they could try to take over. Not necessarily trying to take over. It's just that we didn't take no mess and we'll jump, put that bone on them.
They be ready to fight. That's
Okay.
when they,
You know what she
that's the
said?
reason they didn't take the aggressive one. And you gotta watch the news. Some of them don't take it out. If you let a lot of them get in the room,
And Oliver Hodge was the next lifeguard. Oliver Hodge, he was the next one after
Right.
Dolores
Oh,
Huckleberry. And then there was Willie Thomas Womack, which was my brother. We call him Kofi. He come up, that was in the 50s.
What they call you?
And Genevieve was in the 60s.
What do they call her? Did she have a nickname?
What?
Your sister,
Genevieve.
Genevieve.
Yeah, Genevieve Womack Gray.
No, I'm talking about
I don't think she had a
She didn't have a nickname like you. Why they call you Tootie?
Because I used to toot my horn at all my friends.
Oh,
I still do that today.
that's what I was wondering. And they
My
call
brother-
Rooster,
My
Rooster,
brother
you
told me
know.
one time I was driving a car with Kofi.
Mhm.
I was driving this car and I tooted my horn. He said, "Oh, I ain't never been tooted that much."
I was wondering why they call you Tootie. And when y'all was sick, you and your wife was in the hospital, I was telling the people, Larry Womack and Mrs. Womack, Tootie? I said, who is that?
See, that's the only thing the black people knew was Tootie Womack, and all the white people knew Larry.
Mm.
And back in the early 60s, they thought I was a genius because I could do things other people couldn't do. And then later on in the years, they said I was a big hero. In the 80s, I was a hero. White people said I was a hero. Black people said you better stay out of them white folks' business. You know
No,
what?
they was talking negative. They never did
No,
encourage.
wait a minute. Let me finish telling you. It was a white girl that I saved from being raped and murdered.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And that was the reason why the black people said what they said.
Oh, they
And the
was
white
jealous.
people today, one of them just said, when he walked into AT&T the other day, about last week sometime, I was in AT&T. And this guy, white man, walking there with his son, white man, probably 60, 70 years old. He said, that hero is. That he is. That he is. He knew me well. His name was Barry. That's the white man's name, Barry. He worked for Donald Bull Locksmith. And I've been knowing him since he was a kid. And he knew me just plain as day. And he seen that old man standing in there talking to that boy.
But you know, one thing
And
about
he told his son, he said, boy, that guy there, he is a hero, a genius, and a historian, and all that.
but see the thing of it is, they appreciate something and bring them out. You got a friend. But then us folks,
Yeah.
they
They
get
didn't-
jealous and envy.
Mhm.
Instead of pulling you
She
up
telling
and
you.
encouraging you.
That's the truth, man. That's what she said.
Mm.
But I admired your daddy. You might not admire him, but I did.
Oh, I didn't mind him. I just know the fact.
You didn't like what he was doing.
Huh? I didn't know what he was doing, but I
I
just
knew
know
what he
the
was
fact.
doing because I was out there with him.
But I know who was in charge of what. I know why we progressed the way we did,
Mhm.
and he had
He was
nothing to do
hustling.
with. He wasn't hustling. He was being hustled. He didn't know.
Mm-mm.
But see,
See, I know.
Till he
that.
till he passed.
Huh?
Your mother was a God You know, just like you remember what was that prophet and that got drunk in the Bible because he was a rich man and David was out there to feed them and protect them, and then his that servant came and told his wife, and she sent stuff out there to David because David was gonna come in and kill him because he was protecting them, and then he was so she waited to tell him the next morning his heart couldn't see. He was so you can get too involved in what you got and what you own around, and it mess you up.
Is that you ready?
Yeah, I think we done.
I think we done.
We know we can do.
Okay.
We're waiting on him to come in.
Yeah.
And then we can. This one.
And the next meeting is the 4th.
4th.
Okay.
And 11th. Yeah. Okay. And then we can scout around for the next time.
Yeah, you give us what you want on the agenda. We'll just and
Help that.
happen to see where it's coming from. You just all in leadership. Oh, we was on that the other day at our church. They showing us how leadership, and then when you got the second chair, we got the second chair. You got the leader.
Your daddy never
How
get
you work
paid
it?
about him going to the sombrero.
My dad didn't tell me about anything. I just put it to you bluntly.
Well, I'm talking about he might have been, no, he ain't gonna tell his wife about that because he's watching them shake dances.
But my dad didn't tell me anything.
I was out there watching them too.
God give him. He knows what to put good. He gave your mama wisdom.
And the thing about
That's
it,
what.
the women in them days, they kept their business to themselves,
And
and they didn't go around. That children didn't know their business. They didn't know their daddy's business. They didn't know their mama's business.
No,
And the thing about it is, it made for better children. It made for better children. This day, these children know too much about their parents and their parents' business, and that's not
That's
not
let
good.
my grandson say, "Go on, you go on, cheering on me."
Yeah. I didn't know I had no sisters, and this children know I didn't know I had no other sisters and brothers until I was fully grown.
Yeah.
Sure did.
you never wanted for anything. Your daddy and mama always took care of you.
You better know that thing. And I didn't know nothing about paying no light and water bill because that was none of my business. They didn't never. I didn't never know where the food come from. But then as I got questions and answers, and then when I grew up, I knew just everything how to be.
Just in case, some people didn't know how to when they had a baby. The women, you know, they used to tell us.
We were so poor we couldn't pay attention.
No, I
It was
wouldn't.
6 boys and 4 girls.
Oh Jesus, you was from.
And my daddy he had 4 jobs, loving.
Oh Jesus.
And I quit school to try to help him out. But the rest of them finished, they went on to school. But I quit school in 9th grade because I was trying to help
Yeah,
him.
that's
I told you
a
that.
lot wasn't in the service then. You could look at how these people go on these cotton picks, and school to be almost
Cotton picks wouldn't do it for me.
my sisters never didn't go to school, and she's made valedictorian.
Yeah, my
Yes,
Irma's out there salutatorian.
Valedictorian. But my sister didn't and brothers didn't start school until October.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
School started in September. They started in October, and they made it. They didn't even, they learned their lesson. We learned how to.
I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna talk to him one time, and I'm gonna tell him.
Oh yeah, we gonna get that together. Is it time to pray us on out here?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta get upstairs, Jim.
Lord Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for all that has been transpired. And Heavenly Father, we hope as we leave this building that you'll go with us and protect us. And Heavenly Father, we thank you most of all for your Son, Jesus Christ, who gave his life, that we can come boldly to your throne of grace and make our request known. And we thank you for the fulfilling of our request. In your son Jesus' name, we thank you very much.
Amen. Debbie, I'm gonna have your son head full just like mine.
You gonna do good?
I'm gonna have his head full. Full of information.
Full information.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been whooping it out so fast, he gonna have to have a recorder. He ain't gonna be able
He
to
gonna
write it.
have a
Can you
record.
do shorthand?
That's what he said.
I can type. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The reason why I can't type, I used to like the teacher. Miss Murchison. She didn't give me the time of day.
I know she did.
You had the wrong thing in your mind. And she could see it too.
But you know where it come from? That came from 8th Street. When I went to 8th Street in 1948, shining shoes, hustling for the women. In the Phillips and the bootlegs and
They
everything.
tell me they were walking all around over there on 8th Street.
Oh, it was
Whole lot of
busy.
8th Street was worse than Bourbon Street in Louisiana. It's worse than 6th Street in Austin.
8th Street was
There you
full
go.
of, full
I
of,
ain't gonna forget that.
Mm-mm.
full of people. You couldn't even hardly get down through it.
That's right. That's my son's team. He's national champion. Not my son, my grandbaby in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, he gave me that count. That's my grandbaby. Then trust her woman.